Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Pick Sports Media. This will be episode 2. How you doing, Mo?
Doing good. A little bit bummed out about today, man. Was a
Man,
crazy loss, but
don't get me started, man. We've lost 5 in a row now. We got swept by the Astros, and we just lost to the Brewers. They beat us already. Wait, is it 6 in a row? No, 5 in a row. Man, that guy today, nasty, man. I think it's I can't even pronounce his name. Mazeroski. 12 Ks.
Something like that. Yeah.
Dude, he had 8 Ks in 4 innings, and we only scored 1 run, which was Ohtani's home run, and that was it, man. We've been slumping so bad, but good thing tomorrow we have Glass now on the bump. He's back from his injury. We're struggling right now, really bad.
Yeah, man. I was getting ready to put my cleats in my pants and go pitch for the Angels, man. They put Kevin Newman out there today.
Man, Hey, at least you guys won yesterday. I know yesterday you were bummed out, and then you turned on the TV and no one walked it off, so that was cool.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Hey, but you guys are in a good spot, though. I think you guys are still decently up there. I think still in a good spot to make a wild card push. But you guys got to keep playing good ball.
Let's be back and talk about that after the All-Star game, which leads us to the new episode here, right?
Yeah, guys. After the All-Star break, obviously that's huge for every single team. A good break. Everyone deserves it. Obviously, it's a long season in baseball. We all know that. 162 games is a lot of games. But that being said, Mo, I want to talk about, I see a lot of people talking about this, just about fan voting and kind of players who don't deserve to be on the All-Star roster. Yeah. I know you're older than me. You probably know more about, I guess, going back in the day, who deserves to have an All-Star spot and who doesn't. I just want to touch base on, what do you think now in this generation where we're at as far as fan voting? How do you see that?
Honestly, bro, it comes to one word in my perspective, like you say, in this generation, social media. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's name, publicity, being just the name, the logos, Like, for example, like you say, back in the day, it was a little bit more of the players, their history, their veteran presence.
Yeah.
But honestly, is it fair? Is it fair having just the votes based on the fans, or can we get a little bit of mix of maybe coaches, sports analysts, and even players themselves, I mean, I don't know. It's just my 2 cents, for that particular topic.
Yeah, I was looking at Tarek Skubal. Actually, they were asking about him about the All-Star break. He got elected, obviously, and he was just saying about he's a little upset because some of his teammates didn't get in the All-Star game. He said that they were having great seasons and they should be a little bit of recognition. They are the best team in baseball. Like Zach McKinstry, he's having a great season. So is Riley Green. A lot of those guys on there. Even Torkelson's having a pretty good season. He was just a little saying, like, you know what? He's excited, yes, but he thinks some of his teammates deserve to be on that roster. And I agree, Mo. I think they should be. I think if you're having a good season, you should be an all-star. No doubt. Like you said, fan voting, social media, publicity of, he's famous for this and that or whatever. I don't like that, man. I think if you're having a great season, you should be an all-star because an all-star goes on your resume. And when you're a free agent, it does impact your marketing as far as how much will they sign for you, I mean, there's been a bunch of people that deserve to be on that roster that are not. And that's kind of we're going to talk into. But like you said, it's all about, it's just kind of social media now. And whoever gets elected because fan votes. There's a certain guy I want to talk about that I don't think deserves to be an all-star. But we'll talk about him in a bit. But like you said, man, like, for example, I think your team, Angels, I think a couple guys should have been all-stars. Yeah. Joe Adele, Zach Neto, if he didn't get injured. But even then, I think he had a good season. I just don't like the whole fan voting. So like, again, like you were saying, it should be, like you said, veteran presence, that really should be it. Whoever has a good season.
Yeah, no, definitely. If we dive down to Joe Adele, let's just stay right there for a minute. That kid's having a great year, especially the month of June, I believe. Here's a couple of numbers. 71 at-bats, this year. He's batting .247 with 19 home runs. Let me just stop right there. 19. This kid, if you ask me, and I told you 2 years ago, let's trade him. Let's trade him. I don't like him no more.
Yeah.
I was upset. And I
Yeah.
bet you anything, any Angel fan that's been a fan for a long time would have said the same thing. Hey, you know what? Let's get a pitcher. Let's get a reliever.
Yeah.
We have too many outfielders. But man, the team stuck with him, and he's really carrying our team, man. We're winning some ball games, and he's being consistent. He's got 52 RBIs. OPS is 820. Now, let me go with the guy that got the selection for the All-Star team. We'll go with Julio Rodriguez. He's a younger kid. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that was exactly the guy I was going to mention, man, is Julio Rodriguez. Shouldn't be an all-star. I'm sorry, but no, should not be an all-star. And like you said, over him, it should have been Joe Adele. I mean, Joe Adele, like you said, crazy good numbers this season. I mean, he's been on a tear lately. He deserves to be an all-star over Julio. And I think anyone on the show who's listening to this couldn't agree with us because everyone is talking about it. I logged on to social media today. Everyone's talking about Julio should not be an all-star. And I agree. He should not. Like you said, perfectly said it. Joe Adele is having a great season. And that's all because fan voting. And now this guy, Joe Adele, has to wait another year to maybe be an all-star. Because all-star is a really big thing. As far as baseball goes, you take pride because you're having a good season. You're an all-star. I think it's different for basketball or football. But on baseball, I think people would take it a little bit more serious. So like you said.
Even though the fact that you only play for one or half an inning or two, like you said, that fits a lot on your resume. Going back to Joe Adele a little bit, last year he was a runner-up for a Gold Glove, which I was amazed. I mean, even though we as a team did not stand great, but man, this year, like you said, we have a better chance. We're about 10 and a half games back at our first. I'm still wanting the West, baby. But hey, if we can get a little, through the wild card like 2002, let's go. Anyway, Julio Rodriguez, real quick, I'm going to give you the numbers. 72 at-bats. He's 24 years old. Adele's 26. There goes the veteran presence. You've been in the league for longer. You work hard for it. Now, but hey, I'm not voting. I should have voted, sorry, but I'm saying I'm not deciding with the final votes or whatnot.
Yeah.
Julio Rodriguez, 247 average. He's got only 11 home runs with 44 RBIs. His OPS is less than 700. So it's like you're telling me that's going to win over Joe Adele, man?
No, it shouldn't. And only because Angels are a small marketing team, right? Because, they're not a big marketing team like, for example, the Dodgers or the Phillies, right? But even then, man, Joe Adele deserves that spot, man. And I'm pretty upset at that fan voting because he deserves. We've seen Joe Adele progress over since he came up to the big leagues. We've talked about him since then. Like, this guy's struggling. Send him down. Let's trade him. Let's trade him. And look at the season he's having now, man. Without Joe Adele, you guys are not at 500 because he has been really good for you guys. Really good.
Numbers are right there.
And the numbers are right there. And you can tell that Joe Adele has put in work, and he's a great outfielder, and he's having a good season, man. And again, we were talking about Julio Rodriguez should not be an all-star. And anyone watching this podcast should agree with us that Julio, unless you're a Mariner fan, a lot of Mariner fans are also saying he shouldn't be an all-star. Yeah. So, but going to the snubs, I was reading just an article here. I have 10 snubs that I think that should have been all-stars but are not, because again, fan voting. I'm gonna go with this, the 10th guy here. We'll go 10-1. Joe Ryan from the Twins, solid starter. His ERA is 2.76, 116 Ks, over 104 innings pitched, squeezed out by the deep AL rotation. I mean, yes, the AL rotation it's great, but man, you're having a 2.76 ERA with over 100 Ks and over 104 innings pitched. Like, shouldn't you? That's an all-star season, right?
At least a reserve. At least to me, put him in there, man.
Yeah, at least a reserve. And I'm not saying anything about the all-stars that got selected because there's a lot of guys on there who got selected that were really good. Yeah. I mean, she should have been on there, man.
Correct.
Should have been on there.
Yeah.
But again, it's fan voting, and I understand that. But he should have been an all-star for sure. We got the next guy up. I'm not a fan of him because he was an Astro and he beat us in the World Series title. But I can give recognition to George Springer right now. He's been hot. He's batting 281, 374, and he has 16 home runs. I mean, despite his deserving skill set, I think he should have been an all-star. He's having a pretty good season. Maybe people can probably disagree on me, but I would say he could have been an all-star. What do you think? George Springer an all-star?
I'm like you with the whole Astro situation, but he's in a new team, man. They have a young core too, pretty good team with Blotty, Bichette, So yeah, I would have liked him over Julio if they didn't pick my Adele. Yeah.
Yeah, because Julio beat a lot of people in that All Star voting. Because I know Julio wasn't a starter; he was a reserve. But dude, yeah, it should have been a lot more
Yeah.
than Julio, man. In my opinion, but it is what it
Yeah.
is. Next person on my list, I'm not saying this because I'm a Dodger fan.
But hey,
Andy Pages, dude, I think he's having a great season, man. He's having a breakout season with the Dodgers. He's hitting 293 with 17 home runs, a 132 OPS, overshadowing fan voting. If we compare the numbers from Tatis and Andy, obviously his WAR is 3.2 and Tatis is 3.6. But we got games played. They both played 86 games. They both hits. Andy Pages has 95, Tatis has 85. Home runs, Pages has 17 and Tatis has 15. Stolen bases, I think Nando has 18 and he has 7. RBIs though, check this out. RBIs from Andy Pages, 60. He's 38. Batting average, Andy, 293. Batting average for Tatis, 255.
yeah.
On base, 332 Andy Pages, 349 Tatis. Yeah, okay. Here's the slugging. Slugging by Andy, 503, Tatis 430. OPS, Andy 835 and Tatis 789. OPS plus, Andy 132 and then Tatis 119. And his defense has been incredible. So you do the math there. Andy Paz is having a better season than Tatis. But of course, fan voting. Obviously, no one wants another All-Star with the Dodgers to go to the All-Star game, which I get it. But Andy deserves that spot, man. He definitely is having a good season.
No, definitely. Coming from an Angels perspective again, and I will always say this because, like I tell you from the beginning, I'm an Angel fan, but I follow baseball all around, and I enjoy watching great kids like Andy Pages. I remember we put him on Price Picks a lot of times, and he hit. So again, Andy Pages, but here we go. The popular name, Fernando Tatis. Fernando, remember what happened last year with the whole situation with the PEDs or whatever?
Yes.
I feel like he's trying to get that bounce back year and have his name clear.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, why not give somebody fresh, somebody new? But like you said, people do not want to see maybe another Dodger in there.
Yeah. And that's exactly what's going on. And I don't blame them, guys. I know there's a lot of Dodger All-Stars and you want 100 people, but you got to give people the recognition they deserve. And Andy Pages deserves to be an All-Star. Not a starter, but definitely reserved. And he just lost to Tatis. And like I said, he should have been an All-Star, at least reserved. Yeah. Again, fan voting. Tatis in the beginning of the season was an All-Star, but then he fell off really hard, man. He's been slumping for the past 3 to 4 weeks. Andy has made...
Sorry, I was just going to say, look at the standings. I saw them today, and now the Giants are second place.
Yeah, and the Padres are falling off the standings. The Dodgers are obviously first in the standings. I mean, with their losing streak, we start 6 games ahead. Though, But, it happens. Losing streaks happen. But going just back to the All-Star, man, Pages should have been an All-Star. And no disrespect to Tatis. Of course, he deserves it as well. But I just think Pages should have been over him. But again, fan voting, I understand that. Yeah, that goes back to another guy we have on the list, Trey Turner. He's an NL hit leader at shortstop with a 301 average, 22 steal, and he's playing great defense this year. I know Lindor won it over him, Ellie. They're having good seasons, but dude, Trey Turner is having a good season. Again, I just think he should have been an All-Star in my opinion, but again, fan voting. Again, Phillies are a big team too as marketing, but Who do you think on the next for you? Who do you think got snubbed from the All-Star?
Michael Busch. Here we go with the Cubs. I mean, another great player. Former Dodgers, correct?
Yeah, he was there. Back to Andy Pages. Remember he was gonna get traded. He was gonna get traded to the Angels. Pages
for Luis Rengifo?
Yeah,
it was him and a pitcher.
We're gonna send Ross Stripling
and
Jock Peterson and Pages for him. Yep.
And look at right now, Rengifo struggling.
Imagine having that outfielder like Pages on your guys' team. That would have been another Adele you guys would have had.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember that. We were talking about that.
Yeah, we were talking about that. I was like, no way. At that time, I don't know who Pages was. I knew he was one of our top, former drafts, but I was like, yeah, whatever, let him go. It's cool. But dude, okay. But I just wanted to bring that up because we were just talking about it. That's funny.
Oh, for sure. Going back to Trey Turner a little bit.
Yeah.
Just real quick, because I know one of my favorite switch hitters has been, obviously, Rengifo. I'm an Angel fan, but all around, Lindor. I've always respect Lindor. I've always liked him. I've always trust him on his clutch hitting. contact
Yes.
hitting. You know,
Yes.
Eli también, Eli too. But I feel like Trey Turner got snubbed. I don't know, maybe because I don't want to say this, but age, you know, like, you know, in baseball, you
Yeah.
know, if you're younger, you attract more of the young fans. And that's what baseball is doing lately. If you've seen it, that's another topic we can talk. You know, they're consuming the game. They're
Yeah.
putting the game faster, you know, the pitch clock violation and this and that. You know, before growing up watching baseball, and you've been in baseball games too, it was longer. You would get home
Yeah.
later, you know,
Yeah.
but anyway, that's a different episode.
Yeah, no, Lindor. I mean, I think that's Lindor's first All-Star appearance, which, you know, I don't think he should have been an All-Star. I think Trey Turner should have had that spot a little bit more than him, but I get it. It's his first All-Star appearance. Mets fan voted him, and it deserves it.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. No hate on
Yeah, man.
Lindor, but you know, going back to Michael Busch, you're talking about
Yeah.
him. I just
Having a
want to
great
say,
year.
what a season that guy's having. I'm jealous. As a Dodger fan, I'm jealous, man. You can say the numbers. You can say the numbers.
Yeah,
You can
no,
go ahead.
he's at 297. I mean, close to 300. He's got 18 home runs. And bro, I mean, like I said, to have those numbers right now, you're just before the middle, right? I mean, what is
Yeah.
it? July,
Yeah.
August, September. We're getting close to that.
Mhm.
And,
And he has a
it's-
top 10 OPS in MLB.
Bro, top 10.
And he-
Come on.
And he got snubbed from first base. And I love me Freddie Freeman because he's my guy. But if you compare numbers from Freddie Freeman to Michael Busch, it's funny because Michael Busch deserves that spot more than Freddie Freeman.
So who got the backup? Sorry, I
It
didn't
was
see that.
was
Let's see here.
Freddie Freeman, and then it was Pete Alonso.
PDP,
PDP got it, yeah.
What
And
do-
PDP's having a good season too.
Polar
but-
Bear.
Polar Bear, yeah. But no, dude, Michael Busch,
Yeah.
man, like 297, 18 home runs, top 10 in OPS and MLB. Dude, insane season he's having. And there's actually
Yeah.
another Cub we're going to talk about on here too, but Michael Busch is having a good season.
Oh,
and
yeah.
again, because fan voting, he lost to Pete Alonso, and unfortunately he lost to Freddie, which Freddie deserves it. I think he's having a great season as well. But if we're putting this at a stat perspective, Michael Busch deserves it more than
Then
Freddie
all
Freeman.
day.
All day. And that's no disrespect because Freddie Freeman is a freaking legend. But,
Yeah.
you know, I know Michael Busch because he's not no big name. But, I mean, come on. We
Yeah.
we didn't expect Michael Busch to have a season like this. But,
That's probably
again,
why.
it's going back to like little league in real life. You know, when you would play little league, you would have that guy named be All-Star because you know he's having a great season.
Yeah.
You know he would go to the All-Star game. They call him La Estrella, right? He would go to the All-Star game in high school, whatever, and you know he
Yep.
was good. And no, you know, obviously Freddie Freeman's legit, and I'm a Dodger fan, so you know Freddie Freeman obviously, but Michael Busch, man, any day. Obviously, right now his numbers, yes, All-Star.
Hey man, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting, and rest assured, fans, we're gonna have some content. You know,
Yes.
hopefully before and after the All-Star.
Yeah, we'll be putting out content. Like Mo was saying earlier, we're gonna go live and hopefully just talk about stuff like that. And obviously we work and we get busy, so we're trying our best to be consistent and
Yeah.
obviously anyone who knows out there who tries to do a podcast, it's pretty tough. But we're gonna be putting out 1 to 2 episodes a week, and hopefully obviously there's great content coming with the All-Star break. We can talk about a bunch of All-Star stuff. But going back to the topic of another All-Star, Junior Caminero, man, Rays third base,
Man, yeah.
22 years old, slugging with 21 home runs and 55 RBIs. I'm not sure if he actually became an All-Star because I think they added him to the roster, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I have the starting lineup for you right here, so let me check it out. National League, correct?
Yeah, I think he made it in, if I'm not
So based on-
mistaken.
Yeah.
might have made
Caminero. I don't see his name as of on this
Yeah,
list for
me
MLB. So I just see
Yeah.
reserves. We got Hunter Goodman, Pete Alonso, Eli de la Cruz. Sorry, I say that wrong all the time. ¿Cómo? Eli?
Ellie. It's Ellie de la Cruz.
Eli.
Yeah,
Brandon Donovan,
Brandon Donovan.
Matt Olson, Eugenio Suarez, Corbin Carroll, Kyle Stowers,
Stowers.
Tatis,
He-
James Wood. Hey, James Wood, he's having a good year. He hurt us a lot. Sorry, ni modo.
Yeah.
And then
Ni
Kyle
modo.
Schwarber. So I don't see Caminero, but that would have been good, man. Imagine being 22, your All-Star game, you have that young presence. That I think would have been better for the young crowd, the fans, like my little
Yeah.
nephew, my little niece. People that are just becoming fans. They're collecting cards because right now, man, baseball and cards, it's pretty big.
Yeah, I thought he got it added on, but I might be mistaken him with Jonathan Aranda from the Rays because he's having a hell of a season, man. Really good season.
Jonathan around.
But Yeah, he's one of their young. I think he's like 20, like
Oh,
4, but
wait
he's
a
having a
minute.
great season.
Sorry. Yes, American League infielder
Yeah.
Junior Caminero.
So he did make it.
Yeah, my bad. My bad. Yeah, so he's in
Okay.
American League. Sorry, guys. Yeah,
Okay.
so
So I don't know who I don't know if someone got injured, or I don't know the exact same stats,
last
but
minute. Yeah, he's there. Junior
because it was,
Caminero.
yeah, it was last minute. So I don't know exactly the details, but I think, yeah, he made it, which that's what exactly we're talking about right now, is that he deserved it and he got on there. I don't know exactly how he got on there, but that's good. That makes me happy because he's on there now. So
Heck yeah.
well, yeah. Okay. Well, that's good,
That's
man.
good.
I'm happy for for him, man, because he definitely deserved to be on there. So next one I got on here is actually Phillies Christopher Sanchez. He has a record of 7-2 with a 2.6 ERA with 108 Ks. He was an All-Star. I think last year he was an All-Star, if I'm not mistaken, but he not an All-Star this year. I think he deserves it, man. Dude, that Phillies rotation is nasty. Wheeler, Sanchez, freaking, what's that other guy's name? Lazardo fell off a little bit, but he was having a good season. He's having a good season. Ranger Suarez, he's an All-Star, I think.
Man,
he has great season. He is having still, man. He's having a great season. But, Christopher Sanchez, I think, again, a little bit underrated. He should have been on the All-Star, but
Yeah.
But I'll let you talk about the next guy since he's your favorite. Your
Here
favorite
we
team.
go. Why did I know that? Yeah, no, another pitcher that got snubbed based on the numbers, obviously.
Yeah.
Framber Valdez.
Simon
He's
Valdez.
lefty, right? Lefty? I believe he's the lefty, no?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a lefty. The key started with the 10-4 record. That's not bad, man. You can't go wrong with 10-4 and 2.90 earned run average. No flashy stuff, but hey, he's consistent despite, missing selections. But yeah, no, like you say, a lot of pitchers, players, infielders, they got snubbed. I feel like the names, the popularity, but we should probably incorporate that one day. Send an email to the MLB All-Star and be like, hey, you guys should, I think me and you were talking about this earlier today, have like a wild card in between the house. And then that wild card can fight or do like a parlay of 1-1 and be able to be chosen into a reserve spot.
Yeah. I know. That'd be pretty cool, man. I agree on that one. But yeah, I don't think Flammer Mendez has, like I said, any flashy stuff. He doesn't throw fast, but he's really consistent and he always has ground balls. He's really good. He's a good pitcher. I think he should have been an All-Star. It's questionable because the NL has really good pitching, but as someone who's having we're talking about good seasons here. We're not talking about like you should be an All-Star because this and that. It's if you have a good season, I think every person having a good season should be an All-Star. I mean, hopefully one day MLB sees that and kind of like, oh, it doesn't matter how many All-Stars we have. Let's just throw them in there because again, they only put him in for 1 out. I don't care, 2 outs or whatever.
Yeah,
but
you made the roster,
right? But you made the roster. You have a good season. You're an All-Star, and I think MLB should do something like that, where whoever's having a great season, and you shouldn't get robbed. Like, oh, he has a batting average by 2 points. He got fan voted like Julio, who doesn't deserve to be there, right? But again, I just think they should make that a rule. Where I saw like some girl was talking about it online. She was like, let him pitch 1 out. Or 1 pitch and put another guy in. If you have a lot of All-Stars, who cares? But as long as they know they got an All-Star, I think that really boosts up your confidence and yourself as a pitcher and a batter,
Do you remember this name? Tommy La Stella.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, you remember that? Remember that year he got selected to be an Angels All-Star? I don't know if you remember. He made it, but then he messed up his foot or he broke his ankle or something. Remember that?
Yes, he got injured. I remember he got hurt. I don't know what year is this?
Went, and he was, I forgot what year too, but he still went. He was at the dugout with his teammates and they were right there cheering for him, bro. So see like how different it was before? They could have easily took him off and be like, no, you know what? Sorry, you got hurt. Okay, no, we'll put somebody else, but hey.
Well, yeah, I think that too. If you get hurt, someone takes your spot. Are you really an All-Star or you're just a backup?
I mean, at least give me the recognition. Hey, you know what? I made it. I got hurt, but I'm gonna let somebody else fill in for me.
Yeah, because I think Yamamoto, he was supposed to pitch, and then he is not pitching anymore for an All-Star. And I think some guy from the Reds, Abbott got selected, which he's having a good season too.
I know who that is. Yeah,
Abbott, from the Reds, he's having a good season too. So I'm like, I like that because he deserves to be an All-Star. I don't know his numbers, but he got selected to replace Yamamoto to be an All-Star.
You saying it was from the Reds?
Yeah.
Is he a
Is
starter or
I think it's
I don't
Andrew
see?
Abbott. It's Andrew Abbott.
Oh, okay,
Reds
okay, for sure.
celebrating dugout name his first time All-Star Andrew
Oh, my
Abbott.
bad.
2 days after being All-Star snubbed, Reds starting
There he
pitcher
is.
Andrew Abbott received All-Star hugs from teammate Tuesday evening. The kudos was added when National League All-Star replaced Dodgers pitcher Yoshi Yamamoto. The left-hander has
Why?
already became more. Yeah,
Sorry, I was
go
gonna
ahead.
say, do you know why Yamamoto didn't want to pitch, or is this something injury related? Sorry.
I guess he pitched on what is it, yesterday or Monday? I think Monday, and he got rocked pretty bad. And I'm not sure
Mm,
if that is what did it, but I don't know if he's hurt or anything like that. But yeah,
he just
he took
probably
his
said.
spot.
Well, look, if
Yeah,
we talk about Abbott a little bit, he's got 15 games this year, 7-1, not bad at all.
not bad,
2.15 in
not bad.
83 innings pitched, bro. He's got 78 strikeouts. Okay.
K. Like
You know
how
what I'm
Mo
saying?
says it. Oh, freaking K.
That's
Oh,
our line, guys. Don't steal it.
that's
If
our
you want to
line,
use
guys.
it, ask permission.
Ask permission to the Pick Sports Media. We got the management team and HR looking out for you guys, so don't jack our
Hey,
line
that
here.
was some good stuff right there, man. Good topics.
Yeah,
We talked
yeah,
about.
yeah. No, like
I
I
want to
said, I
say
think he
one thing,
deserves it.
and I want to see the
Yes.
fans' reactions too. Let's talk about the jerseys, bro. The jerseys. Remember back in the
Yeah.
day, you play with the Angels, you play with the Dodgers,
Yeah.
you play with Boston. What would you wear? You wear your team jersey.
Yeah, you would wear your team jerseys, and like we and you talked about for so long, these All-Star jerseys are whack. I
I
think
mean,
every year that I've ever since 2014 or 15, I haven't seen them wear their jerseys. And man, remember those days where Buster Posey, Clayton Kershaw, Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, all those guys were wearing those Boston Angels, Dodgers. It would look so clean. Remember that one time Mike Trout wore his jersey with that hat with like stripes on it?
I
It
think
looked so clean.
think so.
I think it was 2014 or 15. Derek Jeter were the pinstripes, man. So
Well,
clean.
yeah. Freaking
So clean,
A-Rod.
iconic.
I mean,
A-Rod,
Mariners or Griffey back in the day.
Dude, guys, let us know. I think everyone agrees with us that they should definitely bring back wearing the regular jerseys, dude. It just makes so much sense,
Well,
especially
think about it.
the,
Yeah, sorry, I was gonna say real quick before I forget. Sorry. You're in the field. You're representing your team. You got nominated
Exactly.
for representing your team. That makes a fan will stand up and be like, "Hey, I'm here." You know, like
yeah. I agree. I 100% agree that they should wear those jerseys. I think I read an article saying that next year they're gonna start wearing the jerseys again. I'm not sure.
Oh,
Don't quote me on that.
please.
But if that is true, I hope so, man, because I definitely miss seeing that. And I think it's just, I remember, I don't know what year it was. I think it was 2014 or 15 when I was watching baseball and I saw Trout batting, Buster Posey in the back, and Kershaw pitching, man. That was
Oof.
awesome.
Yeah.
They were all in their prime too.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, let us know what you guys think about the jerseys.
Show.
Let us know what you guys think. Do you guys like the jerseys? Do you guys like, how they used to wear them back then with their names? Honestly, my favorite jerseys, I was telling Mo, is the Angels, and I'm a Dodger fan, but the Angels have a good collection of jerseys. They were playing a
The
game on
retro.
Monday. The
Yeah.
retro ones are California. They're clean,
Yeah.
man. Clean. So
My favorite,
imagine-
guys, is that pinstripe. Sorry, the pinstripe.
yes, bro. Imagine Mike Trout I know Kikuchi got selected to be an All-Star for
Yeah.
you guys. Imagine him wearing a retro jersey to that All-Star game. How fresh would it look on him?
And then imagine Kershaw.
Oh my gosh, man. Kershaw, we gotta bring that up right now. We gotta bring that up. Kershaw did make the All-Star game, and people are hating or loving, but I think he deserves it because it was a legend
Heck
pick
yeah.
from the owner. He said that because Cabrera got picked and so did Pujols. It's a legendary pick, meaning you
Ooh.
got picked because Kershaw is
Just
is
your
a
legend. Yeah.
first ballot Hall of
Hey.
Famer, and that might be his last season. So he got
Oh.
picked to be an All-Star. So what do you think about that, Mo? Do you like that? Because they asked Kershaw about it, and they asked him, "Hey, Kershaw, what do you think about you being selected for your 11 All-Star appearance?" He kind of said like, "Yeah, it's cool, but I didn't even know that was a thing." So he kind of said like someone else might have deserved it more than him. But again, Kershaw just had his 3,000 strikeouts, and he got picked to be an All-Star one last time before he retires, because I personally don't think next year, if he comes back, I don't think he's pitching an All-Star season again, at his age. But maybe. What do you think about that, about the Legends pick? Do you like
Honestly,
that?
I respect.
Did they rob? Okay.
No. I mean, come on, bro. That just shows you that at least at the bare minimum, the league cares about a veteran presence. Because, yes, it's cool to have young stars coming up. Hey, maybe we can see Brian Hayes one day, or Neil Cruz, your guy Kim, too. I want to see him in the All-Star one day, my boy Neto, Shanawa,
Yeah.
But it's also nice and respect to see that, like you said, they picked Pujols before, they picked Cabrera, but maybe
Jeter as
Kershaw.
well.
Yeah, I didn't even know that story. But maybe
Jeter.
Kershaw just feels like, you know what? I have not pitched like I want to, because Kershaw is a professional. He's a professional, and he wants to do his job right, which I understand. But injuries, hey man, they happen. You cannot stop it. It's just unfortunate. Like you said, this season is long, 162 games. So by him to being that humble, I respect that, bro. I want to see him pitch against Kikuchi. Two lefties. Let's go.
Two lefties? Yeah, that'd be cool. Imagine Kershaw goes out and then the Kikuchi goes out. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, like I respect it. I respect that pick from the Manfred, or whatever his name is. I respect that pick. I like it. Rod Manfred. I respect that pick. I like it. Let me know what you guys think about it. I think Kershaw deserves to be an All-Star just because of what he did this season. And he hasn't pitched bad. He has not pitched bad. He's had quality starts. So I know someone other than him probably deserves it more. But come on, it's his last season. First ballot Hall of Famer. Let him have his last All-Star season. It's like when Mike Trout... It's like when Mike Trout has his last season. Yeah. Give him that legend pick too, baby. Mike Trout is a freaking first ball Hall of Famer as well, man. So I like that. And I appreciate you. Yeah.
He's at 392 home runs, so I want to try to go to that game, baby. The 400.
Man. 400, man.
Another episode. Man.
Another episode of Mike Trout was not. We should make one. They title it. Quote me. We'll title it this: If Mike Trout wasn't healthy, will he be the best baseball player ever? We'll put it that.
If he was healthy, yeah.
If Mike Trout was healthy, and I'm saying this, if he was healthy, he would be better than Ohtani, better than Judge, if healthy. Yeah, obviously, now Judge is better than him. There's a lot of people ahead of him that are better. I think Manny Machado has a little bit better than him right now. Because but if Mike Trout was healthy, man, and we forgot to appreciate what Mike Trout has done, especially with Kershaw too. People forgot, man, what Mike Trout did in his prime, man. Absolutely insane stuff.
I have not. But that's for another. Forgotten. Don't Trey.
I think people forget because he's hurt now, but ever since, it's different podcast, guys.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
That will be a topic to talk about. But going back to All-Stars, we have two guys here. Second guy is Seiya Suzuki from the Cubs. Outfielder and DH. He's the MLB leader in RBIs with 24 home runs and 75 RBIs. Yet he lost to Schwarber.
Again, veteran present. Ahí lo agarró. I feel they got him, Suzuki is good and all, those numbers stand out, like you say. He should have deserved it, man. Him and Michael Busch both beat Cubbies, but they chose the other.
I don't like
the Schwarber pick.
Look, Schwarber is hitting 254, 28 home runs, 65 RBIs, and 85 hits. You go back to
75.
You go back to Suzuki, 24 home runs, 75 RBIs.
Better numbers. Again,
better,
numbers.
Better numbers. I mean, Carlos Schwarber's having a pretty good season as well. But if someone deserves a chance, because Suzuki hasn't been an All-Star at all, I would say give it to Suzuki. But people are gonna say, because you can't say Ohtani robbed him, because Ohtani's having a great season again. So you can't say Ohtani robbed. Can't.
No, it's not. It's not him. It was Schwarber.
Yeah. You can't say Ohtani robbed them, because Ohtani's having a great season as well. So, but that being said, I think Schwarber, he deserves it as well. But I think Suzuki got snubbed for sure.
Yeah.
On to the last guy here. To wrap this up and all, Juan Soto, despite having a bad start with the Mets, and people were calling him a bust.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. It's Han Soto. He's having a 903 OPS with 21 home runs this season. How did he not make the All-Star break? Or, the All-Star,
Honestly,
I think he should have made the All-Star.
What I was going to recap earlier about Adele, but I forgot, but it came right now. It's, how we've seen those mistakes in the outfield. that,
Yeah.
the base running mistakes too from Soto,
Yeah.
misplays. I know it's hard to play baseball. I'm not gonna lie. I never made it to the bigs. I did play with my uncles, just having
Yeah.
fun, but it's hard. But you're a professional, man. You're getting paid all those millions, and that's what Adele adjusted. I heard he worked hard with our trainers, adjusting the field, and also with Ron Washington. He was working with them. So whatever Soto's doing, he's fixing that. Like you said, he had a bad start, but hey, he's having a great, couple months or so.
Yeah.
Let's say.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think Juan Soto over Tatis as well. I think, Juan Soto's having a better season. But dude, going back to just all-star snubs, we're talking about, it's crazy because Trey Turner, we forgot, I know we were talking about it earlier, but he's batting, 300 with 802 OPS with 22 stolen bases. And he leads the hits in shortstop. But you're telling me Ellie.
Price picks?
Price picks? You're telling me Ellie and Lindor.
Yeah,
you're telling me Ellie and Lindor win it over him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but no. But there's a lot of all-stars, dude, that could have made it. Rafael Devers was having a good season until he got traded. If he guarantee this, if he was a Boston Red Sox still, he would have been an all-star.
He probably would have got chosen. Yeah.
Yeah, but he went to the Giants. He's having a down season, man. Yeah, because he's competing with Kyle Schwarber and Ohtani and all those guys as DH. So it would be kind of hard. But if he was with the Red Sox, he would have been having a pretty. He would have been an all-star for sure. But yeah, man. That being said, guys, let us know what you guys think about that list we said. Let us know who do you think got snubbed? Who do you think deserves it? Did we miss anyone? Are we wrong? We're just two guys here who love baseball and just trying to just talk about it and we're here to disagree and agree. And to people who want to agree with this or disagree, let us know, guys. Like, let us know if we're wrong. Obviously we're human and we make mistakes, but I think it's a pretty good list that we got, and I think those all-stars should have been on there. But again, congrats to all the all-stars, AL and NL, and to everyone out there who got a position to be an all-star. That being said, like Mo, thanks for hopping on, man. I appreciate you coming on the show. This is our second episode. We posted 3 videos and they've been doing pretty good and getting good feedback on the reels and all that. So I'm excited to see this channel grow and I think we got, there's good potential in us talking about baseball, man. And like I said, we have a lot to talk about. Check out our, soon we're going to have a next episode. We want to talk about gambling, man, about the scandal with gambling.
Dun, 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 dun.
We want to talk about that. We also wanted to just mention a lot of stuff. We're still getting in the groove of things, guys, to kind of see how we're going to do recaps or what are we going to do here. But we just wanted to come on here and talk about the All-Star because the All-Star break's coming up. So, yeah, like I said, Mo, you want to touch up on anything before we end up this episode?
No, thankful for having me back here and, for you guys watching too, supporting us. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn that bell on. And we're going to do our best to have more content. And I was just looking at the calendar. The All-Star game is on July 15th, correct? Next week?
I think so, July 15th. I think the Home Run Derby is July 14th.
Oh, man.
Couple guys.
We can. If not, we'll do a recap before. Little predictions. We'll drop a predictions.
Yeah. Yeah. Price picks.
I was going to say price picks.
Price picks, yeah. Let us know, guys, what you guys want to see. What type of content? Like, is it recaps or recaps of every series of baseball? Like maybe the Halos and Dodgers or any team. We're going to do recaps if you guys want. I'm talking about my recap with the Dodgers. We got swept and we're on a 5-game losing streak. Halos lost the series to the Blue Jays. No, you guys got swept by the Blue Jays.
We got swept by the Blue Jays. Right now, if we don't win tomorrow, we'll lose another series.
Yeah, so we can talk about recap. What do we think needs to get better? Like, let us know what you guys want to see as far as content, as far as baseball. Me and Mo just on here, just having a good time. And whoever stuck around, appreciate it. Like Mo said, make sure to subscribe, ring that bell, and check us out on Instagram. Check out Mo at Bobbles and More. Check me out at my personal, but it's E-Man Picks. But check us out at Pick Sports Media, guys. And, we're on there and we post reels and stuff like that. So, yeah, man. Sure. That being said, hope you guys have a good one. Hope you guys enjoy you guys' day, evening, good morning, afternoon, or night, wherever you guys are watching this at. And, yeah, guys, you guys stay safe and keep watching baseball. And let's go Dodgers and let's go Halos and let's go for the rest of the baseball.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Peace.